Incoming transmission.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. It's Bonfire Night. It's 5th of November. What I've got for you today? Have a look at this. Yes, it's Salamander on the arcade. I actually love this game. I remember pumping so many credits into this machine back when I was a kid. Which was only last year, really, wasn't it? Wasn't it? No? Okay. Can't get away with it anymore, can I? Alright, but Salamander is a sideways scrolling shoot-'em-up. Now, the one thing that I came to realise the other day was that I haven't actually done many side-scrolling shoot-'em-ups. Not quite sure why, but I thought I'd remedy that today by playing a game which, like I said, I loved in the arcade and spent a lot of time playing. You wouldn't guess it from the way I play this, because I'm so out of practice that there's and to be honest, this does get a little bit insane on the difficulty level, which you'll see for yourselves as we progress through. Anyway, it's a lovely little game, and it's 2-player co-op, which is even better. So if you've got a mate, get them in and blast some bad guys together. Now you get the blue ship, which I'm in at the moment, and player 2 would be in the red ship. So that's very nice. Now, this is basically a bit like Nemesis in a way, where you get power-ups for your ship. You get the, but you actually don't get a choice in what you get. You get drops. So basically, once you've got the drop, that is then yours, and it's unlocked. So that's how that works. And now I've lost my first life already. Here's what I like to call the popcorn stage, because all these things just sort of blow up and then explode when they reach maximum capacity. A bit like popcorn. You can see where we're at. But anyway, it's a very pretty game. But like I said, the drops are there. Rather than sort of with Nemesis, you actually selected the abilities that you wanted to get. On this one, you get the drops and you basically put it with whatever it is you've got. And you see, I've died again. I'm not doing very good on this level, am I? But it does take a little bit of skill, this game. It is very good. It's one of my favourite space shooters of all time, actually, which is nice. But this first part, yeah, that is a boss. It's a bit dubiously shaped, I have to say, but yes, it's a big brain. It's going to have a couple of arms on it, as they do, and then eventually an eyeball, which is coming up shortly. But this is a movement-based fight, if I remember rightly, and I'm probably going to suck at this. Yeah, they see I've already lost a life already there, and I'm back down to standard cannons again, which are horrible. Your standard guns aren't very good at all, really, but good enough to do the job. Now, this is what I like about this game. It now switches its view to this, which is really quite cool. So instead of just being a sideways scroller, now it's horizontal, and you carry on up the screen to progress through. Now, this one's actually not too bad. It's more of an asteroid level, which is quite cool. And then if you get the lasers and you've got your extras there, little blue balls floating around following me, those are called extras, and they act as basically new guns for your ship, which is nice. So you can spread them out, you can have them close together, whichever way you want to do it, really. But once you've got lasers, that makes a big difference, especially in this level. Now, there's quite a lot of space shooters of this ilk. This is one of my favourites, like I said. There is Nemesis as well, and there's also Raiden, another one which I want to review because I love that one as well. Very much like a more up-to-date Flying Shark game, that one, but it's still the same sort of genre as this one. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have played this game before, or if it's your first time of actually seeing it, but you can see the influences from Nemesis here, and well, that's not a bad thing, really, because Nemesis was a great game as well. One thing they do share in common, they are both incredibly hard games. I mean, you can see there I've got 22 lives. Those really aren't going to last very long. This is the end of level boss for this. Now, this is a bit of a strange thing, really, because sometimes the levels are absolutely insanely hard and the bosses are actually really easy, or the level itself is really easy and the boss is really hard. There's no sort of medium between the two. See, I'm going to die quite a lot on here, I think. So you basically got to get around without getting hit by those tentacles, but sometimes there just isn't any wiggle room, like there, for example, to get out of the way. So if I hit again, there's no sort of, well, there is a grace period, but it's really hard to see sort of when you are indestructible. So the object of this boss is to take away all the middle bits and hit the blue eye in the centre. You see, I'm down to 17 lives already. I'm just not doing very well here at all. But like I said, this is one of those games that's going to be either frustratingly hard, or, you know, you'll breeze through it. Sometimes the levels are kind to you, other times they're not so kind. But here we are on the next level now. I think this is, if I remember rightly, this is going to be a flame level. It's just complete fire, which is nice. You do get a chance to get some power-ups back, but it is quite difficult because you're now on the next stage, so these things are a little bit harder to kill. And they move in different patterns anyway. But this is a gorgeous level. The graphics on this game are lovely. I think that they are stunning, to say the least. The soundtrack's lovely as well. The sound effects as you go through and the music going through. Very 80s arcade, and that's a big draw for me. I'm very retro anyway. And this game really does bring back a lot of fond memories of arcade game playing. There's a lot of arcade stuff in it, obviously, being an arcade game itself. I'm warbling, sorry. But you can see it's just a lovely sideways scroller, but it's one hell of a challenge. So if you enjoy a game that's going to keep you pumping those credits into that machine to try and get further and further, and I'm really doing badly here, but you will enjoy this game if you like a challenge. You'll have to excuse my rubbish gameplay. It really literally has been, I'm trying to think when I last played this, probably when I was about 12. I'm 40 now, so that's, yeah, you can see that that's quite a big gap between playing the game. And given this is my first run through, since then, it's probably quite noticeable. But here we are. Here's the end of level boss. Now, this is what I mean. Now, if I remember right, this guy's substantially easier to kill than the last couple that we've just had. All you've got to do is pump your fire into his head. That's it. And he doesn't really do anything except for go round in circles. So it's really just a case of avoiding those fire spits that he does. And that's about it, really, guys. That is this boss. And there's definitely, you can see, quite reminiscent of quite a lot of bosses on the old Amiga as well. I don't know if you guys have played St. Dragon and stuff like that, but yeah, I mean that was really quite easy. Now you're going to see the difficulty level is going to go a little bit insano. I've got the shield there, which will help out a little bit, but as you can see, it's already depleted a couple of times because I've been hit. But the key really is to try and get the missiles and the laser, which we've got here. Once you've got the lasers and the missiles, you can shoot the missiles to go up the screen, the sides and all that. That takes out most of the stuff for you. The lasers are great because they are just impenetrable. You can always use those as a shield themselves. Anything that hits them is going to just get obliterated. That I love about this game as well is that the scenery can be destructible as well. There are certain levels, if you see on the first level, where you could blast your way through the scenery, and look how stupidly hard this bit is. But you can blast through the scenery, which is great. So there's a lot of sort of things you can do which make the game more fun. So you can either choose to blast through the scenery or avoid it altogether, whichever you want to do. It's completely your choice of play. But I like it. I like that choice. But you can see how the levels... Oh, look, it's gone surprisingly easy again. Oh, no, wait a minute, it's going to screw you over. That's the nature of this game, unfortunately. Having the laser again, but I haven't got any of the additionals, so that's going to be fun. But, yeah, it's kind of a choose-your-own-path kind of game in some respects. So if you want to go through the stuff and blast your way through the walls, you can. If you want to try and go through a different route, you can. Other than that, it's pretty linear, isn't it? But you can see all these things flying around. I can't get through there without actually dying, so I picked actually the wrong route to go through there. And now this is where it gets stupidly hard. So anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. I think I've shown you enough Salamander. I hope you've all had a very good bonfire night, and I wish you all the loveliness of November the 5th. Next stop is Christmas. But anyway, we've got a bit to get before we get there. Anyway, guys, I will catch you on the next review. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now!